Equals you know that feeling when you're clutching your dog's leash at the train station, and the delayed announcement crackles overhead like a memory you can't escape? Your fingers, still bearing the faint callus where your wedding ring used to sit, are wrapped around Max's collar, the rescued dog who became your silent witness after everything fell apart. The person who betrayed you years ago is standing 3 feet away, and the fluorescent lights cast a harsh shadow between you both. Your chest tightens. Not with anger anymore, but with something more complicated, a compressed grief that lives somewhere between your ribs. The train station smells like stale coffee and industrial cleaner, and you're hyper-aware of every breath, every subtle shift in the air between you and this ghost from your past. You remember the last time you were this close, before the betrayal, before the lawsuit, before Max became your only consistent companion. Your hands are cold, knuckles white around the leather leash. The announcement repeats, delay of approximately 47 minutes. 47 minutes. 47 minutes to decide whether you'll acknowledge the person who changed everything, or remain a silent statue in this fluorescent liminal space. Max shifts, sensing your tension. His warm body pressed against your leg is the only certainty in this moment. You realize control isn't about eliminating uncertainty, it's about how you move through it. Equals Machiavelli would understand, Virtu isn't about avoiding the chaos, but navigating it with intention. The station buzzes. You breathe. One heartbeat at a time. Equals that fear you just felt? It is costing you more than you realize. Virtu isn't about aggression, it's about the quiet courage of decisive action. Machiavelli understood something profound. Power isn't inherited, it's seized through calculated momentum. Your hesitation creates invisible walls, transforming potential into regret. You're standing in the DMV at 3:17 a.m., fluorescent lights humming like trapped insects. The line stretches endlessly, and beside you stands Karen from accounting, the coworker who just got the promotion you'd been chasing for 3 years. Your hands are cold. Your stomach knots. The nightmare that woke you still clings to your skin like sweat. This isn't just about a missed job opportunity. This is about the incremental surrender of your agency. Each moment you don't act, you're negotiating with your own obsolescence. Your jaw clenches so tight your molars ache. You can taste the metallic edge of unspoken resentment. In the Airbnb checkout morning, sunlight cutting harsh lines across the wooden floor, you're alone with the ghosts of conversations never had. Someone you wronged years ago drifts through your memory, an apology perpetually postponed. Your hands tremble slightly, reaching for the coffee mug. The silence is heavy with unresolved tension. At the unemployment office, your fear sits across from you, not metaphorical, but viscerally present. It wears your face, slightly older, more defeated. Equals the anniversary of that loss you never discuss hangs in the air like dust motes. Your breath is shallow. Your spine rigid. These moments accumulate. They compound. Each hesitation is a small death, each avoided confrontation a surrender. Virtu demands that you step into the uncomfortable space between potential and action. Not with recklessness, but with calculated, intentional movement. Your power lives in those moments of decision, when comfort becomes less important than growth. The cost of inaction is not just missed opportunities. It's the gradual erosion of your own capacity to shape your world. Choose. Now. So why do we do this to ourselves? The answer lies in a fundamental misunderstanding. You're standing in the post office queue, the fluorescent lights humming overhead, clutching a package that feels heavier than its actual weight. Your teenage daughter stands 3 feet away, deliberately not looking at you, her body a tense geography of growing distance. The line inches forward. Your hands are cold, the kind of cold that comes from something deeper than temperature. You remember when her hand used to fit completely inside yours, when conversations flowed like water, before the walls started building themselves brick by invisible brick. She's wearing those noise-canceling headphones, the ones that signal do not enter more effectively than any spoken words. Her shoulders are pulled inward, a protective stance that screams she's preparing for something, a storm you can sense gathering but can't quite name. This is the calm before that storm. The moment just before everything shifts. You recognize now that connection isn't about proximity, but about understanding the landscape between you, the unspoken territories, the quiet negotiations of trust. Machiavelli understood something profound about human dynamics. Survival isn't about force, but adaptation. Virtu isn't strength that crushes, but flexibility that bends. Your daughter isn't pushing you away, she's creating the space to become herself. And you're learning to hold that space without trying to fill it. The postal worker calls next. Your daughter steps forward, blocking you out of her peripheral vision. But something has changed. You're no longer fighting the distance, you're witnessing her becoming. Your breath softens. Your clenched jaw releases. The package in your hand suddenly feels lighter, a metaphor you're only now understanding. Connection isn't controlled. It's cultivated. Like a garden where some plants need space to grow, some need pruning, and some need simply to be observed. The line moves. She moves. You move. Together, separately, a dance of becoming. Now that we understand where this wisdom comes from, let us break down exactly how it works. You're sitting in a beige folding chair at a baby shower, government paperwork spread across your lap like a surrender, your spouse's betrayal echoing in the silent 3 a.m. of your sleepless mind. The pastel balloons seem to mock you, soft, buoyant, suspended in a lie. Your hands tremble slightly as you trace the edges of the form, each bureaucratic line a potential escape route or another trap. The room smells like buttercream and broken promises. Your chest feels compressed, breath shallow, as if the weight of this moment could crush your ribcage. Virtu isn't about avoiding pain. It's about transforming it. You realize now that adaptability isn't weakness, it's strategic recalibration. The form becomes less a document and more a map. Each checkbox is a decision point. Each signature a declaration of your own agency. Your jaw clenches, then releases. A subtle rebellion. In Machiavelli's framework, this moment isn't about victimhood. It's about strategic repositioning. You're not just filling out paperwork, you're redesigning the battlefield of your life. The fluorescent light flickers. Your fingers, once trembling, now move with precision. You're not just responding to circumstances, you're reshaping them. Virtu demands that you see obstacles not as barriers, but as opportunities for radical reconstruction. Your spouse's betrayal isn't an endpoint, it's raw material for transformation. By 3:17 a.m., the form is complete. Not perfectly. Not cleanly. But deliberately. Each mark a statement, I choose how this story goes. The balloons sway. Silent witnesses to your quiet revolution. Here is where everything shifts. This is not just a technique, it is a complete transformation. Your fingers trace the subway platform's cold tile as the fluorescent lights flicker overhead. Your violin case feels heavier than usual, weighted with your mentor's unspoken expectations. 5 minutes before the audition deadline, and your hands are trembling, not from cold, but from the crushing weight of potential failure. You've practiced for months. Years, really. Every evening after work, every stolen moment between shifts, hunched over sheet music that seems to mock your ambition. Your mentor, a legendary violinist who saw something in you years ago, hasn't said a word, but his silence screams louder than any criticism. The subway rumbles. Your breath catches in your throat. You understand now that Virtu isn't about guaranteed success, but about facing the moment with everything you are. Power isn't controlling the outcome, it's showing up fully, knowing you might fail spectacularly. Your jaw clenches. Molars aching. Spine rigid with tension. But beneath that rigidity, something else emerges, a liquid courage, a willingness to be vulnerable. To attempt. To risk everything in this moment. The platform vibrates. Your fingers, still shaking, slowly steady. You realize your mentor's expectations were never about perfection, they were about courage. About stepping into the arena, knowing you might fall, but choosing to play anyway. This is Virtu. Not conquering, but participating. Not winning, but showing up with your entire being. The train approaches. Your breath deepens. You are ready. Understanding the shift is one thing. Here is how you practice it, starting today. You're standing in the veterinarian's examination room, fluorescent lights casting harsh shadows across the sterile white tiles. Your younger self sits on the metal chair, spine rigid, hands gripping the edge so tightly your knuckles have gone white. It's the morning of the decision that will change everything. The room smells like antiseptic and fear, that sharp, chemical scent that cuts through everything. Your current self watches, remembering how your breath used to catch in your throat before big moments. The stethoscope hanging on the wall seems to watch you, a silent witness. Technique 1, the adaptive pivot. You recognize now what you couldn't then, that Virtu isn't about having a perfect plan, but about responding with strategic flexibility. Your younger self is preparing to change majors, to abandon the safe path your parents mapped out. Your chest tightens with remembered anxiety, then relaxes with current understanding. The first practice is learning to read the landscape of possibility. Not just reacting, but strategically sensing where power and opportunity intersect. Your younger self doesn't know it yet, but this moment is a masterclass in personal agency. Technique 2, calculated courage. The examination room becomes a metaphor, clinical, precise, but also a space of potential transformation. You're teaching your younger self that courage isn't fearlessness. It's moving forward while your hands tremble, while your stomach knots, while every rational voice suggests staying safe. Your molars clench. The fluorescent light buzzes. Outside, morning traffic hums, life continuing, indifferent to your internal revolution. The mail slot will open. The results will arrive. Your decision will echo through decades. But right now, in this moment, you are learning the most important lesson. Virtu is not about eliminating uncertainty. It's about dancing with it, transforming it into your most powerful ally. Your younger self looks up. For the first time, you see not vulnerability, but potential, raw, unformed, waiting to be sculpted by deliberate action. Once you have practiced these techniques, the next step is weaving them into daily life. You're standing in the support group's first meeting, holiday decorations casting artificial cheer across the room, and Tom, the employee you know you need to fire, sits 2 chairs away. His polyester sweater reflects the overhead fluorescent lights, a shade of beige that matches his defeated posture. Your hands grip the styrofoam coffee cup, feeling the slight tremor in your fingers. The Christmas music plays softly, something saccharine about joy and togetherness, while you're calculating severance packages in your head. Tom doesn't know yet. His breath comes in shallow pulls, shoulders hunched forward, a man waiting for something he can't name. You've rehearsed this conversation a dozen times, each script ending differently, each potential outcome feeling like a small betrayal. Your stomach knots. The room smells like stale coffee and unspoken tensions. Everyone here is performing their version of holiday cheer, smiles stretched thin, laughter a touch too loud. But you're thinking about Tom's mortgage, his kid's college fund, the weight of a decision that will reshape someone's entire world. Later, in the fluorescent lit grocery store at 11:23 p.m., you catch your reflection in the freezer glass. Waiting for news that won't come today, you study yourself, every line, every hesitation. Your fitness journey feels like a metaphor for everything else, incremental changes, small victories, constant negotiation with yourself. The cold radiating from the glass matches the sensation in your chest, that hollow feeling of suspended animation. You're alone with yourself, truly alone, no performance, no mask. Your hand touches the glass, feels its smooth coldness. Condensation forms around your fingertips, a temporary mark of your presence. By Sunday evening, as dread settles like a heavy blanket before Monday's arrival, you're in the bank lobby questioning everything. A client's dismissive comment about your expertise rings in your ears. But something has shifted. You're not seeking validation anymore. You're practicing something deeper, a quiet, persistent integrity. The fluorescent lights buzz. Your breath deepens. This is not perfection, it is direction. Let us bring this full circle. Remember where we started? 8 parts ago, you were stuck, trapped in scenarios that felt like cages, believing your power lived somewhere outside yourself. Now you understand, power isn't granted, it's claimed. You're in the auto mechanic's waiting room at 4 a.m., fluorescent lights humming overhead, that new person you're dating sleeping fitfully in the plastic chair beside you. Your hands are cold, gripping a styrofoam coffee cup that stopped being warm hours ago. The linoleum floor reflects harsh light, and something inside you has finally shifted. You're not waiting anymore, not for permission, not for rescue, not for someone else to define your trajectory. On the night bus, nearly empty except for you and your newborn, something crystallizes. The baby sleeps, tiny chest rising and falling, and you realize bonding isn't instant, it's a choice you make repeatedly. Your spine straightens. Your breath deepens. You are learning that connection isn't about perfection, but presence. In the retail stockroom, surrounded by inventory sheets and cardboard boxes, you look at your changing friend and understand, relationships evolve. The fluorescent lights cast sharp shadows. Your hands, tracing inventory numbers, feel steady. You're not afraid of change anymore, you're curious about it. Virtu isn't about controlling everything. It's about responding with intelligence, courage, and strategic grace. Machiavelli understood that true power lives in your capacity to adapt, to see clearly, to move purposefully. Your transformation isn't a destination. It's this moment. Right now. Where you decide, again and again, that you are the author of your story. If this opens something in you, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Share this with someone ready to hear it. Drop a comment, what insight hit you hardest? Watch the video appearing on screen now. Your transformation starts not tomorrow, right now, in this breath, in this choice.